And we're live. Well, welcome everyone to our March Urbanist Mixer in our first night in this new location. My name is Hyperlocal, Colorado, Executive Director of Dallas Urbanists, and I'm excited to be here in the underground. We've been at the Scarlet Pumpernickel for a little over a year, and they've been really good to us. But we're really excited to be here because, in addition to this also being a really wonderful neighborhood institution, they have elevator access, so that helps with accessibility. But let's give a hand to our hosts. Thanks to Frankie's. As usual, they've been very generous to help let us use this space, so make sure you order some food, some drinks, tip your servers well, and show them some love. Also, this space has a lot of events throughout the month. Right after this, you'll see as soon as we wrap the program, you'll see us cleaning up very fast, but that doesn't mean that you have to leave. The next thing on Frankie's calendar, independent of this, is like a DJ night. So even as you see us cleaning up very quickly, as soon as we finish the program, you're welcome to hang around and enjoy what the Frankie's has to offer. All right, can I see some slides? So yes, thanks to our hosts, Frankie's. Check them out, they're really cool, a downtown spot. Next slide. If you have not registered as a member, then there's the QR code and the website to do it. Joining as a member has always been a really good thing to do because as soon as you sign up as a member, you get an email with a Discord server. You get as well as a Calendly link, so you can schedule a time to talk with me one-on-one, talk about what you want and your vision for your neighborhood. But also, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, it's going to be essential for getting you involved in a hyperlocal conversation. And so hyperlocal conversations are neighborhood-specific monthly gatherings where neighbors and people who live and work in a neighborhood gather and explore ways to improve walkability. And so by becoming a member, that's your way of not only giving us your contact info, but also letting us know what part of the city you live in so we can get you in contact with the hyperlocal conversation for you. So if you haven't already, or if you're not sure, I mean, if you're sure you've done it, then you're good, but if you have any doubts, if in doubt, it doesn't hurt to register again. All right, next slide. If you do become a member, you should automatically be added to emails, but in case you feel like having a belt and suspenders approach, you can, or if you feel like, subscribing to emails before committing to becoming a member, that's how you do it, through our Substack. Next slide. Also, we have a subreddit. Long story short, this subreddit was started so that people can post their ideas freely without blowing up my personal cell phone, because that's how it used to be. Like, oh, Hexel, check out this podcast. Oh, Hexel, check out this book. I was like, I can't get to all of it. I wish there was like one place people could post it. So we have a subreddit for that purpose. Next slide. And of course, we're on all the usual channels. Our main one, of course, is Instagram. That's how a lot of people find us. But this is now streaming on YouTube. So if you're, every bi-monthly mixer, we hope to see you here. But part of the reason we started the hyperlocal conversations was recognizing that it's kind of hard to get here from like far north Dallas or from Redbird, especially by transit. And so if you ever find yourself not be able to be here in person, maybe you're out of town, then after tonight, or tonight is our first live stream, and so you can check those out on YouTube. All right, next slide. All right, so our first guest speaker of the night is Jake Kadali with Dallas Neighbors for Housing. Jake, you here? Come on up, give me the floor.
Hey guys, I really just wanted to pitch the organization. We have a lot of overlap with the Urbanists. We focus more on the residential housing component of, I think, the Urbanist vision. And we're trying to get people educated about zoning, get them in front of city council, advocate for particular projects that we like. If you go to our website, and Adam Lamont and I think Brian was involved too, started this a while ago, but if you go to their website, dallasneighborsforhousing.org, you'll see our calendar, and yeah, we hope you join. We meet monthly. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Jake. All right, next up, Dallas Area Transit Alliance, Kui speaking for data. Give them a hand. Woo!
Hey everyone, My name is Kui. I'm part of the Dallas Area Transit Alliance. We basically advocate for the public transit, making sure that the DART system stays funded and is safe and reliable. Next slide, please. Oh, wait, hang on. Now, Chelsea, you come up, please. No. Come up, come. Come up here. So, do you see this nice shirt that Chelsea has? If you don't have one, I got an email from Bonfire that said sales end tonight by 11 p.m. for you to take advantage of shipping for next week. If you do not, then you may have to wait 2 or more weeks in order to get it shipped out. So basically our batch closes and then everything gets processed and then shipped out. Not only that, for every shirt that you purchase, $10 goes to the Better Block Foundation, which is another great organization in the Dallas area, doing a lot of great good. We'll talk more about some of the things we're doing with Better Block, but can I please get the next slide? Oh, wrong. 2. There we go. So what's happening? We've been focused on canvassing operations all around DFW. We've done canvassing in Plano, we've done canvassing in Addison, we've done canvassing in Irving, we've done canvassing in the Park Cities, and that's just for our goal to hit over 1,000 doors knocked. Pretty sure we've already hit 1,000 doors, maybe today, because there was over, I don't remember how many doors was it, but it was a lot. One of the lists was 250 doors already, so we're probably there. But, like I said with Better Block, we are working on a very great project with Better Block, and I really want everyone to show up to this, to show that we are passionate for our community, is the bus bench painting happening on April 17th, which is a Saturday, I believe, at 10:30 a.m. at Better Block's HQ. I do not have the address on the top of my head, please do not ask me, but you can put it in Google Maps and it'll pop up. 18th. Thank you. I was probably very tired when I was typing all this. It's the 18th, yes. It's the Saturday. Yeah, next slide. So, this is what I want you to do. If you haven't been canvassing for DART, I want you guys to... Great. We'll fix that in just a second. It's fine. But I want you guys to join DATA, DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, Park Cities Dem, and the Yes DART Coalition on our mission to knock on over 1,000 doors. So far, everyone we've talked to has been positive and wants to keep DART. So, I'm asking you, if you're free tomorrow, and I know many of you are probably free tomorrow, join us tomorrow at the First Unitarian Church of Dallas at 3 p.m. You can scan this QR code right here. It'll take you to our Action Network link right here, and you can sign up and block walk. If you haven't block walked before, we'll pair you with someone that has. If you have block walked before, you'll be training someone probably that isn't as fully experienced. But that's all the ones that we're doing. So not just the one that's tomorrow, but we are doing April 4th, April 11th, 18th, 19th, 25th, and 26th, all the way until, actually that might even be during election season, because I believe early, sorry, back. I believe that early voting starts really soon. And remember, the election date, if you guys live in the Park Cities or Addison, is May 2nd. There is also early voting as well, but May 2nd is the day we're telling everyone, get out and vote. So, while they try to figure out how to plug my laptop in on the left side. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're clear. But anyone have any questions for Dallas Area Transit Alliance? Yes?
I noticed that you were focused
That's a great question. I kind of forgot to talk about that.
Yeah, you might have to repeat it.
So that's a great question. So actually, the cities of Farmers Branch, Irving, and Plano have actually rescinded their elections. Woo! So that's great work. Thanks to some of the advocacy that we've been doing and everything, calling them. They have rescinded the election. So we're so excited about that because that's a lot less doors to knock on because Irving and Plano are huge. We barely got through the turfs in any of those cities, but we're almost done with Addison, but we still have a lot more to knock on. The goal is to basically leave a flyer on every door in Addison. Okay, I think I'm done. Does anyone else have any other questions? No, okay. So I guess we'll pass it on to Brian Tony.
Yeah, give the mic. Welcome, Brian Tony, Dallas Housing Coalition.
Woo!
Thank you. First of all, everything Data is doing is like super incredible. I'm super happy to see y'all going out and actually knocking on thousands of doors. That's extremely impressive for a small volunteer organization to be doing, and y'all aren't getting paid. It's Data, DSA, it's a couple other organizations, Park Dems I saw on there. Like, that's huge. And as someone who's like worked on city council campaigns and like knocked on doors, it really does make a difference. It's a huge process just to identify what doors you're going to knock on and then to go back and hit them again and just flyer them and like push them to the polls, which will be the next, you know, poll greeting process, I'm sure. Like, if you can't make one of the block walks, get ready to poll greet and, you know, block off that time to do that during early voting and on election day, because you'll have that opportunity to really get some good conversations with folks who, if they haven't made up their mind, I don't know if there's anything else on those ballots, but you might have a chance to really persuade some people. So just wanted to give you guys kudos, everybody that's been working on that. For the Dallas Housing Coalition, we're also a 501c3 nonprofit. I am fortunate that I do get paid to do this full-time since January of 2025. We just hired a couple more community organizers, and we have some interns who get paid, like Emily Hong, who's checking people in at the front and pulling double duty, as always, at these events. So I really appreciate the team we have at the Dallas Housing Coalition. We have a lot of corporate and philanthropic support, but you can also become an individual member of ours at DallasHousingCoalition.com, or check us out on our social media accounts too. We're posting daily about housing, trying to keep people updated about what's going on at City Hall. There's also some state interim charges that came out, so the state Senate and state House have housing affordability on their agenda in the interim. So we'll be going down to Austin, hopefully, for some of those meetings. And then federally, there's a new 21st Century Road to Housing Act. There's some bipartisan legislation that's passing and now is in the House. So we have a lot of momentum in housing, and it's a great time to get involved. Our next event that we want to make y'all aware of is first a packed City Hall. This is one of our times that we bring our members to City Hall to hear the discussion or presentations related to housing. Our campaigns at the Dallas Housing Coalition started with a $200 million bond campaign. We got $82 million. First time in Dallas' history they dedicated any funding to housing, alongside many other partners like Dallas Neighbors for Housing, constantly showing up at these City Hall rallies, coming to speak and give public testimony, and emailing their council members or talking to them when I saw them in and around Dallas. Our next campaign after that was Forward Dallas to Comprehensive Land Use Plan. It said we needed a more walkable city. It needed a more transit-oriented city. And it needed to have more environmental justice and economic development baked into it. And housing, of course. So that was our next campaign, and it passed council by 11-4 vote. And the next step in implementing that is parking reform. That passed by a 14-1 vote. And now we're looking ahead to zoning reform over the next 2 years. That all said, the City of Dallas Council and Mayor hasn't had a full briefing on what our housing needs are at any point in time in the last 8 years that I've been working in this space. So there are data, there's lots of like, and I'm using data, not Dallas Area Transit Alliance, there's a lot of research reports that come out all the time about how many rental units are we short? How much more multifamily housing do we need? When was the last time we did a single-family home inventory? It was by Building Community Workshop in 2023. But we need to keep them updated about what and how our housing needs and preferences are always changing. This Wednesday, April 1st, 9:30 a.m., the Mayor and City Council are getting that presentation. There are 5 panelists: Cullum Clark from the Bush Institute, Nadine DeChassi from Communities Foundation of Texas, talking about philanthropy. They have a $50 million investment they're making in housing over time. There's someone from National Association of Realtors, Ashley Flores from Child Poverty Action Lab, and then there's 4, Sarah Kahn from Housing Forward is presenting on homelessness. So they're covering the whole spectrum. If you can't, or you do have the time, you can watch online. It should start around 9:15, 9:30 on the City of Dallas's live stream. And you can hear that presentation. It'll probably last a couple hours. The presentation's already available. It's 116 slides. So if you want something to read before you go to bed tonight or tomorrow night, pull that up and you'll have a great night's sleep. That is most of what I have to say on that event. If you can come to City Hall and you want to get one of our cool bright blue Dallas Housing Coalition t-shirts, come to City Hall. We'll meet at the flag room at 9 a.m. and then we'll enter the City Council chambers together. So thank you. All right, now we're good. Our next event after that, we are doing a duplexes and other homeownership solutions panel. This is at the South Dallas Cultural Center on a Thursday night, April 23rd. This will start at 6 p.m. It'll go to 7:30 p.m. I mentioned Building Community Workshop before. They have a new report out about duplexes. They were able to build a duplex and sell it to a homeowner, and for $934 a month, they're able to live in that home, pay their mortgage, and rent out the other duplex. They have an affordable architectural model that they did it. It was a home in South Dallas, and they're going to talk about that report. That's Benji Feehan on the far right side's photo who will be talking about that. Forrest Brenham next to him, he's got a lot of like shipping container and green materials and sustainability. How do we have more energy efficient housing types that can also save homeowners money? He'll be presenting. Haley Coates-Huseman is the Chief Real Estate Officer at Dallas Area Habitat for Humanity. They're looking at doing townhomes and duplexes now because this detached single-family home and the price of land in Dallas now is just too much for even a nonprofit builder that uses volunteer labor to provide affordable housing can afford. So they're evolving their housing solutions as well. Jason Brown lives in the Park Row Historic District in South Dallas. He runs another community development corporation called Dallas City Homes that does affordable housing, workforce development. He has a lot of great knowledge, and he's also the board chair of Fair Park First. He'll be talking about the needs, I think, more closely in South Dallas. That's also, finally, where Billy Lane works at Inner City Community Development Corporation. He is on the board of the Dallas Community Land Trust. If you've heard of Community Land Trusts, there are a neighborhood-based solution with nonprofits who own the land and maintain the land for perpetuity. And instead of homeowners owning the land and it can pass from one homeowner to the next homeowner to the next one, the Community Land Trust has those properties. They're very popular in East Austin, Guadalupe. They've been done before in other cities, but Dallas's first is still kind of getting its legs underneath it. So we need to socialize that. And so this whole idea is like we need to talk about if we are going to convert our 60%, 61% of people renting in Dallas to homeowners, we need to add more homeownership housing stock, and we need to be able to convert them. I think it's like 3,400 new homes a year just to get closer to that 50-50. So come out if you're available. We'll be doing some of our own block walking in the neighborhood with our youth ambassadors, which are some high school students we work with, a couple weeks before that. But I don't want to take y'all away from the great work that Data is doing. But if you're interested in it, let me know. And then coming soon, there is a housing history project that we're doing with Jerry Hawkins. We're looking at the legacy of single-family only zoning in Dallas, basically what came after redlining, which is more of a financial policy. There was a lot in 1965 when Dallas' zoning code was implemented. It basically put everything in amber And it set everything in stone, and it's made it a lot more difficult to allow more housing types in more parts of Dallas. So what that's done has led to Dallas being one of the most segregated large cities in America. I think we're the sixth most segregated of all the large cities in the country. And we have to recognize that history so that we can better reform it and change the regulations that got us here. So we've got some cool stories we're doing with housing leaders who've been activists in the space for a long time. We're documenting, and Emily's helping with this project, capturing their stories. We'll have a little documentary. It's going to be an event most likely on a Thursday night as well, June 11th, tentatively. We're still trying to secure a location for that, and we'll be announcing it soon. But Jerry is super knowledgeable. He's an archivist himself and historian. So please come out. We'll be covering all of Dallas's housing history, because there didn't always used to be homelessness. When trying to think of the Comanche, other tribes were living here, there wasn't homelessness. Everybody had a teepee, everybody had a home. And homelessness is a systemic failure of our society, and we can work together to fix it. So come on out in June. Thanks for the opportunity and for always hosting these mixers. I'll be sticking around after if y'all want to connect further about the Dallas Housing Coalition. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Good job. Man, I'm always impressed with Brian. I am not exaggerating when I say that he's really inspiration. So one of the things he mentioned is that since was it January 2025 that you've been able to do this as full-time and have some resources, funding to support you. We need more people like Brian Toney, right? Who agrees with me? We need more Brian Toneys, right? Hey! And so I wanted to use that as a segue to say the next person who's going to be speaking is the general manager of Dallas Urbanists. And at the end of tonight, the last thing I saved was talking a little bit about an update on fundraising. But I want you to know that when you guys support Dallas Urbanists, at this stage of growth, that's basically helping us pay for Chelsea's salary, because she's working hard. You see her running around the back, and then don't hate me if you see me bossing her around a little bit too much. I apologize. But we're trying to cultivate the next Brian Toney in the sense of having someone who's focused, who's on it, who's all around, who's getting to the events, who's helping us set up, and is making this work happen. So, without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Chelsea Limboy.
Okay, you see me? Hello? Okay. Yeah, I'm Chelsea Limboy. Thank you all for coming. I just want to announce that, yeah, DFW Urbanistas exists, and I mean, we are a women-led, women-focused group. I don't know, there's just not a lot of women in this space, so we're hoping DFW Urbanistas is an outlet for you to become more comfortable riding the train or going to other events. Yeah, I try to always update my urbanist friends with different events going on around DFW, because there's a lot, and I mean, also, just getting the information out is really hard. Getting into communities is really hard, and the only way we can figure or get connected with each other is if we just, start having those conversations, those hyperlocal conversations, and I try to incorporate that mindset into my daily life. Just talking to. Okay, I guess I'm going on a tangent, but pretty much, yeah. The next. Oh, okay. I thought I removed that, but yeah, everyone knows Nadine Lee. Huh? I thought it did. Yeah. Okay, but everyone knows Nadine Lee is, she's going out, and I feel like, maybe if we align our schedules with her, we can, have a little meetup, just like a little going away party. But, I'm sure she deals with a lot of drama in her world, so we just want to let her know that, us advocates support her, and are thankful for all the work she's done. So yeah. Oh, and if you want to get involved, we have a WhatsApp group. That's how we communicate, and we also have an Instagram. Follow us. Urbanistas DFW. Thank you.
Thank you. One of these. All right. All right. Thank you, Chelsea. It was about Urbanistas, DFW, what they are, when their next event is, how to get in contact with them. Questions? All right. Well, next up, and I don't know if they're here. Do we have Bike DFW in the room? They're going to be late? All right. We'll come back around to them. Moving along, do we have... all right, so welcome back to the stage on behalf of Bicycle Coalition, Chelsea Limboy.
I'm Becca. I'm Becca. I'm just kidding. Okay, yeah, she just wanted me to let y'all know that their next coffee social and bike ride is April 11th at Full City Rooster at 9 a.m. with all boats on bikes. I've never heard of that one. But yeah, their coffee social and bike ride is every second Saturday. Locations rotate. Yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you, Chelsea. Let's give it a hand again. I see how like she's our like all around jack of. What's the feminine version of jack of all trades? Is it the Jill of all trades? Is that how it works? The Jacqueline of all trades, yeah, the Jacqueline Kennedy of all trades. Okay, next up, I have been so excited. I have been longing to get them to present to the mixer for so long because they're doing some amazing work in South Dallas. Oh, we got two. Do we have two? Do we really have both? Oh, we do. Yes, you're right in front of me. All right, please give a very warm welcome to Brandon Douglas and Jordan Yek with Connect South Dallas. Here they are.
Hello, how y'all doing? Give another hand for Hexel. Thanks for having us. So my name is Brandon, and this is Jordan.
I'm Jordan.
And we're both here from Connect South Dallas, which is a group that started organizing around transportation. Yeah, you can go to the next slide. Transportation issues in South Dallas, and historically how different communities within the southern sector have been neglected and excluded from, not only excluded from transportation, but siphoned off and often had communities broken up. You know, historically Deep Ellum used to be Black, but also Jewish community of thriving artists and things that was broken up by the highways. So the group initially formed around highway reform and highway removal, and then later transformed to Connect South Dallas. So up here you see we're advocating for grassroots engagement, self-determination. We'll get into more of that in this next slide. We can talk about more what we've been doing.
Yeah. Okay, so for the past year, we've been doing a lot of development, right? Foundational work. And so it's about like 5 of us on the team. One of the main things we're doing is the data collection side. So it's a survey. This survey is just asking people, you know, what are you experiencing when you're commuting? How is the commute? What do you use for transportation? But then also, what zip code do you live in so that we can connect the similar, the problems to areas that people live in. And then it says the AI traffic monitor. So what that is what it is. It's an AI traffic monitor. It was a DIY. And it monitors the types of cars, the buses, trucks, people walking, people biking, the speed that it goes, the time of day.
Yeah, and so this has been our main point of data collection in South Dallas is the AI traffic monitor set up here by Colin, our trustee member. He's handled all the like back end when it comes to setting up the traffic monitor. So it's at our friend's Bradley's house on Elsie Faye Higgins. And this is right off of the Hatcher Green Line stop. So it's like a few blocks from that Green Line stop in Fair Park. And so this has been our main point of data collection so far. And the next slide will show you more of that. But I just want to say another thing before we get to that. Sorry. Whoa. Go back. With community engagement, right? So South Dallas has been historically neglected, but also underrepresented, and we want to be a hub for data around South Dallas transportation. So part of that is tabling at different events in South Dallas, but also one thing that me and Jordan have been developing is a think tank where we kind of get the community together and try to start ideating for self-determination. You know what I'm saying? What does the community want to see? How can we band together and address this issue of transportation in the community? Did you want to speak more to that?
It would kind of be like a program. We're trying to create one for like maybe elementary schools.
Yeah.
But then also like young adults, college students, just to see what do little kids see, but also what do the youth see, because it's very different, and it's also just like a way to see truly how do they feel even about like talking about these things. Do they talk about these things? Is this something they're aware of? Yeah, like transportation, walkability, feeling safe in their communities.
Yeah, and by getting the kids involved in like hands-on experience with these ideas, it would be sort of a presentation, but also a brainstorming session for them to be like, okay, how could our communities look, and what can we do to solve this issue? So going back to the data collection that we've done thus far, this is just one example of the data we've collected over the course of 2025. Last year, we installed it early April to late September, and you can see here on this residential street, we have all sorts of different traffic that usually will be broken up into, if you're somewhere on the north side, it could be on highways and different roads, but this residential street is used for industry. There's a lot of big trucks coming through, there's school buses, there's people on bikes. All that is packed into this one residential street with zero parking for the actual residents. So yeah, we're still breaking down all the data, honestly, but we wanted to at least show one graph for you guys. Jordan, did you have
Yeah, I also just wanted to add, like, with the surveying part, we initially thought about doing like door knocking and surveying people, but I also realized that, Black and brown communities are over-surveyed. What is that? Survey fatigue? Because people will come, get some research about them, and nothing happens. So we're just gonna do it at community events where people are already at.
And it's been more about, like, even today when we were tabling, it's more about starting the conversation with people and seeing how they feel. And most people didn't even, like, we could just ask them questions and fit, you know what I'm saying, instead of having them fill out a survey. So we're just beginning the work, really, but this is, our progress thus far. And
then I got one last thing. If there are people who are interested in helping us with this thing, with like
Connect
South
South
Dallas,
yeah.
please let us know, because we're at capacity. We only have 5 people. We don't get funding.
Well, our goal is to ultimately do something with, like what Data has done, and being such a community hub for forward-thinking people around transit. We hope to be that hub for South Dallas, that, and part of the leading the initiative and figuring out this problem for the community. So, yeah, that's us. Come check us out.
Any questions? No? Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hexel, for having us.
Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Bran. All right. Hello. All right. What do we have next? We have, downtown. Okay, so let me talk about this thing called hyperlocal conversations. So our vision is to have a hyperlocal conversation in every neighborhood in Dallas. And we've started out naturally with the downtown hyperlocal. We've kind of been treating this as our blueprint. This is a brand new project because there really isn't anything that exists like it in Dallas. And frankly, we've been talking to a lot of people in strong towns, and it's not really something that there's a good role model for us to follow. So we're basically trailblazing this concept of where we have this big city and we're making our outright goal to have every neighborhood have a walkable conversation that's meeting on a regular basis. And we started this for a lot of reasons. The thing that's really spurred this was, like I mentioned, every time someone joins the member, they get a link to my calendar, they're able to set an appointment, and we talk one-on-one. And as I met with dozens, maybe 30 or 40, 50 people throughout the year, there was a common theme. Everybody wanted to do something in their own neighborhood. They wanted a bike lane on a certain street, or they wanted to see a road narrowed near a school, or they wanted to see sidewalks fixed in their particular neighborhood. And the challenge logistically in Dallas is that because we are so sprawled out, it's one thing to have events like this where we have the entire city invited, right? And so we have people from Oak Cliff, we have people from far north Dallas, we have people from downtown who are filling this room. And we have people from all over the city who are showing up for zoning cases and bike lane proposals and several different things. But what the real challenge has been finding fellow neighbors on your block or down the street from you who can join and share in your passion for walkability. And so realizing that there was this need for not just citywide but neighborhood-specific advocacy and support, that was like the biggest impetus, just talking to everybody about how they wanted to do something in their own neighborhoods. So we started with the downtown hyperlocal conversation last month, and it was a great success. We had a lot of people come out. I see some familiar faces here, so this, I think for some of you, this was your first Urbanist event ever, and then this is your first mixer, so I'm really glad to see some familiar yet new faces. Also, he's not here. Another reason I wanted this live stream, I wanted to give some appreciation to all these beautiful photos were taken by our volunteer, John Malone. John Malone? Uh-oh, Malone? Okay, I realize I don't know how to pronounce his last name on live. But we're very thankful that we have Emily Hong, who's also running around taking photos. And so we're a very visual-oriented group. So we're very thankful for the volunteer photographers, especially John, especially Emily. So give our photographers a hand. And if any of you are handy with a camera, then we can always use more, because we never know when John or Emily might be out of town at the same time. So, you know. Hey, or you, Colin, or... Anyways, all right, so next slide, that was just a little aside. The next hyperlocal conversation we're having is Midtown. If you don't know Midtown, that's basically Vickery. Pressed it on mine. Yeah. Vickery Meadows, the Village, if you live around Half Price Bookstore, if you live around the Walnut Hill Station, Park Lane stations, the shops at Park Lane, or Lover's Lane Station, basically that north-central corridor. If those of you who are savvy with this kind of thing, there's this thing called a Midtown PID. So if you look up the Midtown Public Improvement District and look at their map, that's basically what we modeled this target, area around. So if you live in any of these neighborhoods, come down to the Midtown Dallas hyperlocal conversation. This is one that we are piloting, in the sense that the vision for each of these hyperlocal groups is that it's led by someone in the neighborhood, and it's targeting people in the neighborhood, so that if you lived, say, in far north Dallas, you didn't feel bad for missing the Midtown, right? And vice versa, if you lived in Midtown, you didn't feel bad for missing the Oak Cliff one. But every conversation was centered around things that everybody in that conversation can relate to, can be directly affected by, and has a personal stake in. I do not live in Midtown. I used to. There's a joke, half joke, that 50% of all Dallasites move to the Village. Yeah, there's one. God, I don't know if that's true, but it feels very true. I feel like everybody lives in the Village at least once in their life, or at least 50% of Dallasites live in the Village at least once in their life. So if you live in this neighborhood, man, you guys know all the incredible opportunities to improve walkability. You know all the pain points. Anyone who's ever found themselves walking the Lover's Lane station, crossing Upper Greenville, what a wreck, huh? So that's the local conversation for you. Come on down, participate, and if you're attending that and you're thinking, man, Hexel really doesn't know his stuff as well as he thinks he does. He thinks he knows Midtown. I'll show him Midtown. If that's what you're thinking when you show up, please take us out of the pilot phase and become a hyperlocal conversation leader so that you can show me how it's done and also will represent your neighborhood. So that's Monday, 7 o'clock, Silverport. Next slide. The next one we have is Far North Dallas. This is led by our very own John Hartman. Hartman, can you stand? He's right there in the back with the hat. In fact, can you come to the stage real quick? Let's talk about you a little bit. So I'm really excited. John was one of the people who became a member last year. He used the forum. We had a one-on meeting. And genuinely, when I said that those one-on-ones were inspired by the conversations I had, John is one of those conversations I had that inspired us to get this program started. And he's been kind enough, generous enough to open up his home for this Far North Dallas conversation. So if you live in Far North Dallas, which is District 12 or District 11, if you're in the esteemed Carol Mendelson's district, this is your guy. That's going to be April 7th, Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Because it's a private residence, you must RSVP in order to get the address. And John's a professor at UTD, teaching writing and film, am I correct?
Yeah, my background is in film and literature by my study. But I'm teaching communication. So I have a scientific communication class, very new. If you care to consult on it, I'm happy to talk to you or speak to our students. And then, of course, business and technical communication, right? Can't get enough of that.
John, and we only have so many hyperlocal conversations so early in our growth. So I want to give us a chance to get to know you a little bit. Tell us about, were you originally from North Texas or did you come from other places? And how did you discover urbanism for yourself?
Yeah, I am from other places. I mean, I guess New York was maybe most of my introduction to urbanism. I'm from the Boston suburbs. Newton, Massachusetts, which is probably the equivalent of Plano in its own way, right? It's where Boston College is. It's across the turnpike from Brandeis University. I spent 20 years in New York, going to school, graduate school, right, and teaching. Made my way here via Connecticut, and of course the urbanists, are helping me make sense of Dallas, like you say, with what is Midtown, what is Far North Dallas where I live. Well, come on by that hyperlocal conversation, and we'll try to figure it out. Yeah.
And John, what would you say? So every time we have a hyperlocal conversation, we always start with a fun icebreaker question. If anyone catches you in the neighborhood, walking around on the sidewalk, where are you probably going? Or what are you probably doing?
I'm probably with my dog. I got a standard poodle, and he and I are both getting up there in age, so we're helping each other out, walking, running maybe, trying to get it done there, up in the northern, we may get over towards Richardson, but yeah. We want to get some of those stops back on the Silver Line that would help us get around there.
Yeah, that's a thing that I've been inspired to by, as we've started this program. There have been so many ideas to revive projects, old ideas. There was supposed to be more. Who is aware that there were originally supposed to be more stations in Far North Dallas on the Silver Line? Who's aware of that? Okay, so maybe a few people in the room. And so part of our vision is that we create these support groups, because whenever we talk about, well, why did this great idea die? Why did we not get the Knox-Henderson station in City Place Uptown? How come we did not get that affordable housing project at Forest Lane? How come we didn't get that bike lane on Maple Avenue, the most dangerous road for pedestrians? All of these great ideas that would have saved people's lives, save people money, they don't happen. They all have one thing in common, because the people say, the leaders say, oh, there was no local support. There was no local support. Well, the truth is there is actually a lot of local support. Dallas Neighbors for Housing has been proving it. Housing Coalition has been proving it. Bicycle Coalition has been proving it. But the thing that was missing was the hyperlocal, where the people who lived immediately within blocks of that project or that housing or that transit center, hyperlocal support was what was missing, and that's what we're going to bring to Far North Dallas. Who here lives in District 11 or 12? All right, you. There you go. I hope you show up.
We got one.
All right. Well, thank you, John. Let's give John a hand. All right. Then the next we have one more on our calendar, the Cedars. Cedars Hyperlocal Conference. Hey, there we go. And is Tammy here? I don't think she got there. All right. She might pop in, but everyone give a warm round. Introduce yourself. Welcome, Ken Dublé.
Hi, I'm Ken. And Tammy and I are going to be setting up something in Cedars. It looks like we'll be starting in the month of May. It'll probably be at a coffee shop, so stay tuned.
All right. So April 13. Oh, May. Okay. So not yet in April, but watch out. It's going to happen. And there's a lot of people in Cedars, so definitely put that. Register anyways so that we can get your contact info and keep you posted. All right, next slide. All right, so just some general things to wrap this up. How are we on time, by the way? We have a hard stop. Okay, we're good. All right. So next slide. So like I said, our vision is to have a hyperlocal conversation in every neighborhood. The areas in yellow are where we have one starting, so we just interviewed all the people who are involved in those. The areas in blue are we have people who have expressed interest in participating, but we're looking for someone to either step up as a leader or to help us get a critical mass of people to get it going. Some of these are in blue, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge at some people where either some of the neighborhoods, our solution is to kind of bootstrap it as Dallas Urbanists, but some of these neighborhoods, we're really actually going to be looking for partnership with some existing organization groups, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Connect South Dallas. But I wanted to bring this up and say, if you see a neighborhood that is in blue or in yellow or is not even highlighted at all, join as a member. Let's get this map filled in. Let's get all of these neighborhoods activated, because our goal is within the next year or so, we want all of this to be orange, all of them active with a vibrant and active congregation. All right, next. Also, I was talking about fundraising. So we have a new donation page, DallasUrbanists.org/donate. And the way that we've been tracking it is, in order to combine our monthly donations, annual donations, one time into one succinct goal, we have this brick system. And so our goal is to, our first goal, we have many layers of stages of growth we're trying to reach, but we'd like to hit 300 bricks, because 300 bricks means that our dear Chelsea, that's when she's at that level of, she doesn't have to worry about rent, she doesn't have to worry about feeding herself or taking, having clothes to wear. Yeah. That doesn't sound like it's, she's destitute or anything. But as you can see, we've made a lot of progress. And so we are 30% of our way of our goal. If you want to support us with a brick, all you need to do is donate $20 a month, or wait, go back, I need to look at the numbers, I forget. $20 a month or $200 annually or $250 one time per brick. And that's what we'll need, once we fill all the way, we'll be able to hit that first stage of growth and we'll be unstoppable. Because putting on this event and putting all these hyperlocal conversations, this has been an immense logistical challenge. I mean, Chelsea and I, I've had her come into office downtown, which means that we've turned our living room into this HQ of sorts. But it takes so much logistical effort. We stay up so many hours, getting ready for this, getting ready for every hyperlocal conversation. Part of our strategy is that in order to make it easier for people to step up as hyperlocal leaders, we are taking on a lot of the printing efforts, like promotion, marketing, so that if you want to lead a conversation, you just have to come with a good attitude and maybe talk to us 1 hour sometime within the month before your group meets. But we're taking care of all the logistics behind the scenes, and that's what Chelsea is doing, and so that's why we're trying to hit our goal. But every time you do, you get a brick on the virtual brick road. So thank you everyone who has donated a brick. You can see their names on the website as well as here, and you can put anything you want on your brick. I mean, granted, the brick is only so large, so some people try to put a long message. If you donate multiple bricks, you can string them together to make one long message. And I've even thought about ideas of like, I have this virtual brick road where you can see the houses get more dense and walkable the more bricks that we get. If someone makes a really large donation, we've thought about doing something where like you can like maybe sponsor one of the houses or something cute. But yes, this is our way of showing our appreciation, and then our vision is in the very not too distant future, but at some point in the future when we have our own real office space, a real physical location, then the people who helped us lay the foundation with bricks early on may get an actual physical brick when we are able to do so. So that's the website, that's QR code. Next slide. So this is all the ways to support us. Donate. You can, if you become a member, you can schedule a call. I'll talk to any group. So, for example, Ken set us up with the Cedars Neighborhood Association. We gave a speech there talking about hyperlocal conversations and our mission. So if anyone has like a Rotary Club, a campus club. Oh, I visited Walkable Arlington. Like, I don't have a car, but I will go to Arlington without a car, whatever it takes. So I'll come to any group, talk. I'll send them any information. So if you're a part of a group or anything, schedule a call, schedule a meeting, invite us to speak. If you're having an event, this morning we were at this transportation fair at Redbird Mall. So we get around, like we're really trying to earn your trust and support. So if there's an opportunity table, we'll do that. And again, refer us, spread the word, and come to these events, come to these hyperlocal conversations. Oh, also, one thing I wasn't up there, if you found us through Meetup, or whether you did or not, give us a 5-star rating on meetup.com. That has been a very surprisingly effective avenue for finding new people. So if you guys can help us with that algorithm and give us a 5-star, not to name names, but there are some people I've noticed who have been coming regularly and we've had a good time, but they gave us a 1-star review in the past because our sound was bad, like in the first few meetings. So if anyone here gave us a 1-star review before, please go and correct the record, please, for our sake. All right, and I think that was the last slide, right? Well, thank you all for coming out. Ken has one more thing, and then this will be our last announcement.
We have a important election coming up, a pull-out election for the 3 communities, Highland Park, University Park, and Addison. If you live in any of those communities, you need to be registered to vote in 30 days before the May 2nd election. And regardless of where you live in Dallas County, I can register to vote tonight.
All right. Thank you, Ken. And with that, we have the room until... Oh, if you have not signed in with Emily at the front, please do that, because then when you do, we keep tabs on like how many people are repeat attendees and how many are new. We'll send the slides to everybody who checks in, so if there's any information that you missed. Also, we'll send you the corrected slides, so if there's anything that you might have taken a photo of that wasn't correct, then we'll send the corrected version. These recordings are also on YouTube, so thank you. I don't know who's watching, other than that one person I mentioned at the beginning, but thank you for tuning in. We have the room until 8. But there is like a DJ thing after, which you're welcome to stay for. You'll see us cleaning up, but you don't have to leave. If you feel like keeping the party going here at Frankie's, then you're welcome to do so. Again, tip your servers. And thank you all for coming, and I'll see you all next time. Good night.